So this thing that always was very interesting for me is that you can find, probably if you are in a bus or in the streets or some elsewhere, you'll find that there are scammers, people that they have like a bag or something with an mPOS ready to make a payment. These are real mPOS, they have an internal battery. That's something that you have a business related to it, a registration or something. And it depends on the country, but for a specific amount of money, you can make an NFC transaction without any requirement, a PIN or user interaction. So it's a very common way to steal money on buses, on subways, stuff like that. So we thought it could be a very interesting idea for us to build our own skimmer devices and to give you a little hint on how to protect yourself from it, which is RFID protecting wallets, or maybe an RFID jamming cord. These are two alternatives. I'll explain you what they are later. But the main idea is that I could tell you about what are these Tamagotchi devices. And they were intended to be a part of our CDF challenge. But, you know, DEF CON, everything at the last minute, something breaks, something else really works. I hopefully have everything working for you tomorrow. But yeah, we build these devices, and again, the main idea is that you could tomorrow, hopefully, you'll be able to ask for one of these devices. They were all handmade, and hopefully next year we have something with a little more quality put in it. We will try to print everything in the factory and stuff like that. But for now, this is just a concept and see how it works. So, what are these Tamagotchis? The Tamagotchis, the main idea was just to emulate the way that these little devices worked with a little face. And this device is hungry for cards. So, the basic idea is that you need to run through the village, scanning other people's cards, and once you get 4 cards, you will get a flag on the device. Of course, this flag is not embedded in the firmware of the device. These devices are ESP32 based, which means that you could extract the firmware and see the flags. That's not the idea. And even though if you could do that, you won't find anything there. Again, these devices were originally, we had this idea of having, giving you the chance to scan pretty much every card out there. So you will be able to scan other people's real credit card data from them. But we added a mask or something to filter all the cards that doesn't really belong to the payment village. So this is very important. You can only scan payments village. You could extract the firmware, of course, you can reverse it and change things and make it work with other cards, but that's not the idea. And I didn't say that. So again, the whole flow is that you get to turn these devices on. They have a very nice screen. You collect 4 cards from the different people. And once you get the 4 cards, we built a Bluetooth station. This Bluetooth station is based on a Raspberry Pi, and we'll just accept specific connections from the Tamagotchis that they will only try to connect to this center once you have the 4 cards collected. Once you get that, you will receive over Bluetooth the flag, and you can just put that in our CTFD website. And again, just to show you a few pictures, the main idea is that we could have the Tamagotchis, and on the middle you could see that what they actually look like. It is just wires all the place. And they are pretty simple. Pretty much, I'm pretty sure you could buy one. You could build one in your house if you wanted. They are ESP32 based, so you have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. We have a PN532 NFC reader inside of them, so you can interact with multiple APDU commands against different cards. So you could upload the firmware you want, and quite big OLED screen, battery case, so they are you can charge them, you can use them pretty much everywhere. And we have a wall, which is very simple web application running on the Raspberry Pi. So the main idea was that was supposed to show the capture flags on this wall, and then you'll see if you got scammed or not based on the number that was shown on the screen. So it was pretty much a simple development. Again, this is the whole process of how everything worked. The Raspberry Pi has a very nice and powerful Bluetooth antenna, and then you'll get your flag, your captures on the wall. Again, you can see the gas right there. It looks nasty as it gets, and the connection between the different devices are just made with a pre-custom protoboard and everything. Again, this is just a concept. You will be able to play with them tomorrow and see how bad they look in real life. But I'm pretty sure next year we have more devices and well built. So again, this is just a concept, an idea that hopefully if we get it to work, you'll be able to play with them. The connections are pretty simple. On ESP32, we have a connection with a button, a connection with the OLED, and a connection with PM332. The power management was made with another standalone device, so the ESP32 doesn't really need to handle power management or anything else. And the ESP32s are not protected, so you could just download whatever firmware you want and you will be able to. Next year, hopefully, you won't be able to do it. So that's pretty much it. There's a few information of what we read. It's deeply related to the fact that what we have in the card, you will need to interact specifically with the payment software that we have inside the card. If you have interacted with the payment cards, if you haven't interacted with the cards, I highly suggest you to do it. Go into the front desk, you could register yourself to CTFD and grab freely one of those cards, the green ones. You could interact with them with EMB reader, NFC 32 reader, or whatever you want. And these Tamagotchis also interact with them as well. So if you can understand what the Tamagotchi is doing, you will be able to extract a lot of information from the card and win some challenges. Again, more information. This is what the wall of ship should look like. Again, it's not plugged right now because the Tamagotchis are not working. Hopefully tomorrow you will be able to see them, but it's just a simple wall of ship. I need to change the name because people didn't really like to have the same thing in other videos, so my apologies for that, but it's supposed to be called Wall of Wallets. And again, just a few iterations. I'm working on things, but that's pretty much it. If you would like to see them or to play with them, I have a few with me. I'm just working on them, but any other thing, that's very much what I can tell you about it. Thank you for being here and thank you for the time.